All right, Brandon, we've teased them long enough. What are you looking for your hot reads for Week 18, last week of the regular season?
I can tell you what I'm not looking for. I'm not looking for a Cardinals over anymore. We have been hooked on Cardinals over by the half point twice in a row.
Oof.
Even though we got the hot read, we got the CLV by a couple points, and we get hooked anyways. We are 17-15 on the season. We're not finishing 500. I'm not giving you 2 picks. I need 3 picks. We're going to risk it for the biscuit. Here's the first one. I'm getting crazy with this one a little bit. Kind of teased this earlier. I'm going to give you a 4-team money line parlay at plus 108. It's the AFC favorites parlay. We talked about those teams that need to win and get into the playoffs. Not ATS, just the money line. Denver to get the 1 seed, New England 2 seed, Jacksonville 3, Houston 5. All 4 of those money line parlay. The case really is, I don't need to tell you why they're going to win their games. Let me tell you why they need to win on the playoff schedule. Denver clinches the 1 seed with the win at home against the Chargers. Chargers are mostly locked into the 7 anyways. I think they rest. So that's Denver. New England clinches the 2 seed with the home win against Miami. They might still get the 1 seed. Not in this scenario because Denver had to lose for that to happen, but those games are simultaneous. So New England has to go get the win as well. Ditto Jacksonville. They clinch division and a home game with the home win against the Titans. A loss drops them to the 6 or even 7 seed potentially. Not something they want to mess with. I think they get the job done. And then Houston home against Riley Leonard's Colts, no longer Phillip Rivers. That gets them either the 5 seed, which is the path we talked about, or the 3 seed and a home game. Those are all 4 teams, better teams at home, playing against teams where it's mostly a meaningless game. Like you said, teams that really ought to want to lose for the most part. I'll take all 4 together at plus 108. That is in the market at just barely above even odds. And if you want to get a little crazy, if all those things happen, look, the 4 seed game, irrelevant. That's locked away. There's only one other playoff team. We talked about it a little bit. If those all happen, the Texans lock into the 5, the top seeds lock, the Chargers lock into the 7, the Bills game becomes irrelevant. So take those 4 money line, add a Jets money line, just in case the Bills totally blow that one. Jets are at plus 470. Add them into the parlay, plus 1038. So you get like a 10-1, just a nibble, like a 1/10 of a unit on there, just in case. I don't mind looking at some of these, like the Cardinals against the Rams. What if the Rams just don't try? Like, we're gonna get some games where the teams just call off the dogs midway. You always get some weird outcome in Week 18. So put a little bit on the Jets being the weird outcome. Hopefully, no weird outcomes for Broncos, Patriots, Jaguars, Texans. That 4 is our main parlay at plus 108.
I like it. I mean, I was trying to punch a hole in one of these games where I maybe would see an issue, or maybe like the one that stood out the most from the others. Maybe it's the Broncos. Like maybe Harbaugh pulls some BS and is able to stay in that game and give Denver trouble, since Denver only plays close games, it seems like. But I feel like at anything over even seems like a good play.
Yeah, to me, I try to do the same thing because, look, 4-team money line parlay, banking on the sure thing at even odds, not a good way to build your house with the betting line. But to me, New England, Miami is the one that I was like, well, I don't know. But if it was in Miami, I'd be a lot more hesitant. New England cannot win games in Miami. It's just like a given trend year after year. They're all home games too. And it's really hard to see. Miami's pass defense is so bad. So that's up perfectly for New England. Jacksonville against Tennessee. Jacksonville shut out Tennessee the last time they played. How is Tennessee going to score in that game? Houston's defensive line against Riley Leonard making his first start. Like, I can make the case for why these games seem so gettable. So I probably will do that in the pick 6 when we get to that in a few days and on our best bets. Second pick and third pick come from the same game. You already know Steelers, Ravens, and you know how we're doing it. Play the hits, unders and underdogs in Tomlin versus Harbaugh. So under. There's still a 43.5 out there, 42.5 at most books. This only goes that direction. Last 3 matchups, 42 or above, but last 11 matchups, 34.5 points a game in this matchup. These are low-scoring, grimy, ugly games. It's Sunday night. It's going to be cold. It's going to be wintry. Both defenses are trending up. Both offenses are unreliable, especially Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's defense, importantly, top 5 by DVOA at home, bottom 5 on the road. Huge delta. It matters a lot to me that this is in Pittsburgh. Give me the under. I think we get a blustery, classic Steelers-Ravens sort of outcome. And then Steelers, there's one plus 3.5 still in the market. Hopefully you can grab it. Otherwise, I don't mind the 3. You want to get the key number. I think it finishes below the key. In this rivalry, you always take the underdog, especially if it's 3 or above. 10 of the last 12 meetings, 1-score games. Pittsburgh actually won 9 of the 12. And this is a classic rah-rah underdog Mike Tomlin spot. You love all those trends. 68% week 5 and forward as underdog. Trend better as a home team, check. In the division, check. After a loss, check. Underdog of 7 or less, check. All the things I want in a Tomlin underdog spot. This is it. Home underdog under 7 or equal to 7, 19-6-1, 76% ATS, 74% as a division underdog. And then maybe my favorite trend as a bettor, you just take the underdog in Tomlin versus Harbaugh, 25-7-3 ATS, 78%, including if the underdog is 3 or more points as an underdog, nearly invincible. 23-3 ATS for the dog, 87% hit rate. That is an unreal trend for over a decade of matchups. And again, this might be our last shot to bet this trend if things go sideways for one of these coaches here. Even taking the coaches out of it, if the North underdogs week 14 forward 60%, that's just been a good spot to play. And team agnostic. Teams like Baltimore coming off a win by 17 or more as underdogs of 7 or less, 36% ATS in the next game since 2010. So a sell high spot on Baltimore. I know they just looked good. They haven't looked good for 3 months before that. I know how bad Pittsburgh looked. That's when you have to bet Pittsburgh. I know Lamar is rested. I don't have an answer to that, but he hasn't been healthy for the entire season anyways. Pittsburgh plus 3.5 while it's there. 3 if it's all you can get. This should be below the key. I basically make this a coin flip. This is all the makings to me of a low-scoring, ugly kick at the buzzer into the playoffs. That's what we're getting here. I have to play all the trends at home. Pittsburgh underdog, Tomlin spot, rah. Give me the Steelers. Give me the under. It's the right way to end the hot read for the year. We live by the trends. We die by the trends.
Yeah, and I guess at this point, without DK, good for the under and just hope that Pittsburgh figures out a way to kind of move their offense forward. But yeah, without DK, 43.5 feels a tad high.